Can you be evil without having that element of seduction? Or does evil always have to have a degree of seduction with it?
It helps. For the most part, those who seek power, get power, and hold on to it forever, have the tyranny is saved for off-camera. Mm-hmm. The tyranny, if you think of Joseph Stalin, who gave those wonderful dinners, and when drink was flowing, including he was drinking, his charm, his picking up people to dance, and so on, was so marvelous and so deceptive.
I mean, one of the tricks of the book that works so well is that you root this book in where you're from, West Ireland, and the risk, I guess, for you as a writer is that you're dealing with very topical issues. You're dealing with the war in Bosnia. You've modelled Vuk, the main character, on a man who is still alive and awaiting trial.
Yes, I have. What interested me about him,
Radovan Karadzic,
and his cohorts, but especially him, was his ineffable charm and hair, everything, striding up hills, Prometheus, with hair blowing in the wind. What I found amazing was when he was ousted, he went missing, as you know, and was in Belgrade, so they can't have been searching so strenuously for him, and practiced and succeeded as a healer. Now that duality for me was a total fascination.
There are so many different lives that are upended in your story in different ways. And we see the same thing happening again today.
Yes.
When we look at the flow of refugees or migrants, or call them what you like. So the actions of a few evil men, and perhaps women, have an enormous effect on so many
total of us. Effect. It has global effect. It has ultra effect.
And in that sense, nothing's really changed.
No, because people still vote for and put those sort of people into power. People have learned nothing. Well, not much, because the qualities in one can be traced back to the identical qualities in another. In Hitler, in Stalin, in Charles, man from South Africa, in Mugabe. You see, they never want to lose, and they never want to feel. And those are the two things that if you had a child and the child said to you, "What will you give me going out into the world to carry a pot if you can give me a crock of gold?" I would say, never lose your feelings, because that is what's happening in the world.
Edna, in our programme we've touched on the theme of loneliness, especially felt by elderly people.
Yes.
Do you
of
feel,
which I am,
right.
both
You are
old and lonely.
Are you?
I've always been lonely. Loneliness is a state of mind. I'm less lonely when I'm writing.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm totally sucked into that world, absorbed. If the phone or the doorbell rings, I shudder. Old age just increases loneliness because your options are less. And I've been blessed that the words, the hunger for the words, the obsession with the words, still with me. It's still with me. I read every day of my life. I read and I try to write, and without language and the gift of language. I mean that by reading great writers. It has been my bread and wine, and that's a lucky thing.